Hello and welcome to day 13 on the high sugar diet to lose weight. And if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, type 2 diabetic, then the way that I'm about to show you to eat will help you to reverse type 2 diabetes. And that's right, this is a vegan, high sugar or high carbohydrate, low fat, low protein lifestyle. And I'm going to show you the foods that I ate on day 13 to produce, firstly, to lose weight, and I'll show you how lean I am, and secondly, as a positive health consequence, reverse type 2 diabetes. And I'm monitoring my blood glucose levels using one of these. This is a continuous glucose monitor, abbreviated to CGM, and this is the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus, and this is the box it comes in, and that's what the sensor looks like. And it has a little needle on the back, and that goes in your arm. Quite painful, but I'm doing this to be transparent, to show that sugar does not make you fat and does not cause diabetes. So it's very interesting. And this is my graph for day 13. So it's a 24-hour period here from midnight through to midnight. And this is a graph of someone who is not diabetic. And I'll show you, because it's a bit too hot today anyway to be having top on, and I was exactly 65 kilos this morning, and I'm 5'11", and just put my jumper down there. So hopefully you can see the lighting isn't amazing, but hopefully I just do that so you can see that I'm not scrawny and wasting away and unhealthy looking. You can see I'm lean, but also still, I'm not emaciated, and I don't look unhealthy. And these are the foods that I eat, Just balance them. Some little watermelons. So I'll show you on day 13. This is a selection of the foods that I would recommend on this high sugar, low fat, low protein lifestyle. So it's a lifestyle to lose weight long term, over months and years to come, and for many reasons there are that will improve your health. So one of them is reversing diabetes. Okay, so excess fat causes insulin to become paralyzed, and then in the long run, if you're eating excess dietary fat over years, eventually you'll become type 2 diabetic, and you'll need to take drugs like metformin, for example. And if you just make a simple dietary change, take out the fats, so take out the excess fats, so there's still the fats that you need in these foods, okay, so there's still like omega fats, for example. But if you take out the excess dietary fat, which is causing you dis-ease in your body, so to become diseased, then you will mitigate all of these negative health problems. Obesity will be reversed. It's a little mouse. Obesity will be reversed. You'll become leaner like I am, and you'll just feel better in yourself, you know. Imagine being told by a doctor, well, no, type 2 diabetes is not reversible. Okay, so I've got other videos on the channel telling you why. Okay, so type 2 diabetes is essentially a cash cow for the pharmaceutical industry, the healthcare industry. It generates a lot of money. So if you're being told that sugar is making you fat and making you diabetic, and therefore you're not being told, well, it's fat. Okay, so sugar is fat free and fat is fat. Okay, so fat is the problem, sugar is not the problem. Okay, and as you'll be able to see in this graph, as you can see in this graph, this is not a graph of someone who is diabetic. So if I was diabetic, my blood glucose levels here, so this is in millimoles, and then time along the bottom. When I eat, my blood glucose levels would go up and stay elevated throughout the day. Little what? But as you can see, these were my fasting blood glucose levels here in the morning. And then when I first ate, I recommend eating foods like these. So every time I'm eating, my blood glucose levels goes up and then comes down and then goes up and comes down and goes up and comes down. So it looks like a number of spikes during the day. So this is a graph for a day where I didn't do any exercise at all. Okay, so no running or walking or cycling. So I do recommend exercise. I recommend cycling to go along with eating like this, because cycling is great because it's a low impact sport, which means it's good for your joints. There's less chance of getting injured. Cycling is also great because it gives you freedom and adventure. It gets you fit, helps you lose weight. It's amazing for weight loss. It's amazing for your bills. Okay, so cycling will save you money. Okay, so driving a car and eating fatty foods is making you fat and unhealthy, whereas eating the foods that I'm showing you along with cycling will get you lean and healthy. So one of the main staples I recommend is white rice. So I've got a 10 kilo bag here, empty. So I recommend when you're buying your rice, you should buy the largest size you can, because that way you'll save money. So initially it might seem like it's expensive, but if you're just buying 1 kilo bags, so this is 10 kilos. If you buy 10 1 kilo bags, you will spend a lot of money. Whereas if you just buy the largest size you can get, which is where I live, I've only found 10 kilos. But if there was a 15 or 20 kilo bag, I would probably get that because it would be cheaper again. So I've got some fruit here. I've got rice, fruit and rice. And I've got some fruit juices and fruit smoothies here as well. So I've got a range of different fruit smoothies here. So you've got fruit smoothies that have stuff like cherry, mandarin, apple, carrot, lemon, ginger. This one's got mango and passion fruit and lemon apples. This one here. This one's apple, banana, carrot, peach, lemon, ginger, flaxseed. A little bit of flaxseed. Some kiwi, apple, grape, mango, cucumber, lime, spirulina. So these are really, really, really nice, these. And you can have these throughout your day. I find they're amazing in the morning for breakfast. So I might have fruit for breakfast. So I might have fruit alongside one of these fruit juices. And wow, the digestion is amazing, okay? And white rice, for me, I might have it for breakfast, lunch and tea, breakfast, lunch and dinner. For some people, they might prefer fruit in the morning and then rice in the evening. That's down to personal preference. And then during the day as a snack, I'll just put that down there. I love little vegan gummy sweets like these, or some vegan marshmallows. Yes. So these are really nice just as a snack. Or if you're doing exercise, you can take stuff like that with you, food like that with you. And I always recommend at least 100 grams of sugar an hour while you're cycling. And that's so that you'll never run out of energy and you'll never get cramp and you won't feel terrible while you're exercising. And also, if you've got enough carbohydrates, enough sugars in your body, it will make your muscles nice and big and full looking, okay? Because muscle is mostly water, and carbohydrate is carbohydrate, okay? So water and sugar is what carbohydrate is. So if you want to build muscle, or you want your muscles to look good while you're starting to get lean like I am, then for every 1 gram of sugar or glycogen, you need 3 milliliters of water. So 1 kilo of glycogen is the way the body stores sugar in the body, glycogen, and it needs water to store it. So if you're not getting enough sugar and enough water, then you're going to lose performance while you're exercising, and you're also going to lose that nice round full shape of your muscles, okay? And I also recommend stuff like this, again, vegan cornflakes, so this might be something you'd have in the evening. So during my day, and again, that's cornflakes is low fat. Sorry about the noise. I can never get away from the noise. So again, yeah, this is low fat, low protein for longevity, being lean over the years to come, and always thinking about health and longevity, okay? And yeah, I do recommend processed food. So there's canned fruit as well if you can't get good fresh fruit. This is processed. These, even like grape juice here, it's processed. You've got white rice that I recommend, it's processed. The vegan gummy sweets, but it's not what is unhealthy. Okay, so the unhealthy processed foods that I do not recommend are animal products. So, for example, always the worst one is the hot dog, which is ground up animals squished into the shape of a sausage. So that's why you call it a sausage, because it's the shape. A hot dog is a sausage because it's that shape. And that's also why we see other health problems in the West. So the standard American diet, the SAD diet, or the Western diet. For example, we have thyroid issues, which are autoimmune diseases. So autoimmune disease, when the body attacks itself, it's because the only place that you're going to get foreign thyroid cells into your body is through when you're eating a wasp. Wasps are after sugar, you see. So I've just had sugar, so it's looking for sugar on my lips, I think. So the only way that you're going to get foreign thyroid cells in the body is because you've eaten bits of other thyroid from another animal, you've absorbed it while you've eaten it from your food. Then the body senses foreign protein, the body attacks that, and then because the protein is so similar, okay, molecular mimicry, the protein of your thyroid then the thyroid gland then gets attacked in your body, and that's an autoimmune disease. And we see that with other autoimmune diseases like type 1 diabetes, where the beta cells in your pancreas are getting attacked, again because if you're eating animal products. This is why we see autoimmune diseases. This is the main cause. It's foreign protein or foreign parts of other animals' bodies, other organs and glands. They get into your body because you eat animal products. The body breaks them down, absorbs part of them, they cross over into the bloodstream, and you attack both yourself and the foreign bodies, because the body thinks they're the same thing. They're so similar. They're similar enough that your immune system will start attacking your own body. Okay? So that's another positive health consequence of eating like this. You're going to reduce this chance of autoimmune diseases. again, sorry about the noise. So, I say these spikes that you might see here, okay, so what's important with health and diabetes is that when you have constantly elevated blood glucose levels, this is when it's bad, okay, and spikes, where we see blood glucose level spikes during the day, this is not to be concerned. You shouldn't be concerned about this as long as your fasting blood glucose levels are low within normal range, okay? So if your blood glucose levels when you eat go up and stay high throughout the day, then you're not regulating your blood glucose levels, because the fat in your diet is stopping insulin working properly. It's paralyzing it, and it's not working. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and you can see these are the range of foods that I consumed during day 13 in order to stay lean. So for me, I'm now lean because I've eaten like this for years. And if you want to be like me, so anyone can eat like this and be like me, then get in touch in the email description. Get in touch on the email in the description of the video, and if you want to work together to work out what works best for you for a meal plan. See, I come out here into the garden of vegan there behind me, and I can never escape the noise. So yeah, if you want to work together for a personalised meal plan, I enjoy doing that. So yeah, some people, yeah, it's always like this: high sugar, low protein, low fat. But if you want to work towards the goal that you want to achieve, then yeah, personalised approach I think is always the best way to do it. So I have lots of videos on the channel showing what I eat and what I recommend. But yeah, get in touch. Get in touch on the email in the description. And yeah, if you want to work together for personalised meal plan, I can be your coach. And I have videos on the channel showing the adventures I go on while I'm cycling, to show that yeah, sugar is how you fuel yourself to feel amazing every day. So this is a high performance energy lifestyle based on feeling good, okay, so mentally and physically. So you don't care about, you shouldn't care what other people are doing, okay? So if everyone else is eating lots of protein, lots of fat, and as I call it, the Homer Simpson diet, then that's why people look like Homer Simpson, okay? But if you want to be lean, more like what people look like, for example, in Southeast Asia, like in Vietnam, where they're all very lean, and they naturally eat foods like white rice, and they might eat white rice 3 times a day. And I don't recommend calorie counting either, so you can eat as much of these foods as I recommend, and you'll lose weight. You don't need to worry about calorie deficit, okay, starving yourself to get thin and lean. Okay, so the flies are bothering me because I've just had one of these smoothies and I had sugar on my lips, and they're coming for the sugar. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and remember to like and subscribe. And this series has been just focusing on weight loss, and also the benefits of being able to reverse your type 2 diabetes. But there are so many other health benefits of this vegan, low fat, low protein, high sugar diet, okay? And I've already mentioned autoimmune diseases. The other one, the main one you should be worried about, obviously, heart disease, okay? So whenever someone's telling you, well, fat's good, whenever anyone tells you, oh, well, fat is good, like social media, so they're pushing olive oil, for example, always remember, okay, the most common, the foremost chronic disease in the West, in the Western world, is heart disease, okay? So this is what you always need to remember, okay? Heart disease, i.e., will my days end, will I kick the bucket from heart disease? Certain words that YouTube doesn't like on this channel. So, you know, I've already had new videos removed because on this channel, you know. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any comments or criticisms, you know, get in touch on the email in the description. And I say this is not a fad diet, okay? It's not an extreme way of eating. So the standard lifestyle that most people are living now in the West, I think, is extreme. So lots of steak and milk and eggs and bacon and being overweight. This is extreme. And also not exercising, being sedentary, is extreme. So for example, if I recommended doing 3 hours of cycling a day, or in one day you did 3 hours of cycling, this is not an extreme thing to do, okay? So thank you for your time. Sorry about the noise, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. I just love these juices, they're so good. Anyway.